The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat post-game show.
Well, that was a game. I'm glad I stayed up. It's a Saturday night, but still, I mean, I'm glad I watched that all the way through because that was absolutely fucking riveting. Listen, I did not expect for them to beat the Utah Jazz. When I heard that Conley was out, I was like, okay, maybe they have a chance. But I at least expected the team on a 4-game win streak to be competitive and to maybe look like they had an NBA level offense. But then I'm not sure why I expected that because when you go back over their last 4-game winning streak, outside of one offensive explosion against the lowly Washington Wizards, they haven't been scoring. Their offense has been trash. So there's a little bit of fool's gold in a win streak that involves 2 games against the Knicks and 1 game against the Washington Wizards. So go ahead and bring me out, Brass. We're going to talk about this tonight. I don't want to go too negative, but it's really fucking hard not to. Like I don't, I have Heat fans in my mentions talking about, oh, what are you talking about? They don't have Goran Dragic. Like, listen, if your plan to have a competent NBA offense was to rely on Goran Dragic's old ass, and hopefully that Tyler Hero makes this leap, and that you were going to lean heavily on Jimmy Butler for playoff minutes in February, your plan sucked going into the season. You failed Jimmy Butler. You failed all your players. You failed your fan base. You failed. Like, it's a failure of an offseason if this was your plan. Now, if your plan was like, oh, we're going to boot this season away because we're going to get Giannis one day or we're going to trade for Beal, maybe Oladipo, then do something. Because right now, this is not an enjoyable team to watch. It's not fun. Like, they're barely breaking 100 even throughout this win streak. Like, this is a bad offense. This is a bad team, and we were fed fool's gold with this 4-game winning streak. We enjoyed it, but, I mean, come the fuck on. Brass, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, so I got the beer tonight, the IPA, but I'm just drinking that because I know we got some shots for subs tonight.
Oh, shit. I forgot to even mention we're playing Moose. What's happening? We're playing the Drip Drop drinking game tonight, and we all need it.
You know what time it is tonight? We are drinking to forget, ladies and gentlemen. Drip Drop.
Okay, so the way the Drip Drop drinking game works, everybody, thank you, Brass, for reminding me because I'm so upset. I'm not upset about the loss. I'm upset about looking incompetent. Like, I just look like a competent NBA team. Like, you lose by 10. Or at least even if you lose by 15, 16, but at least you're fighting. It's a whole different thing. But they didn't look competent. They didn't look like it. They didn't look like an NBA offense tonight. But the rules of the Drip Drop drinking game are this: we are taking shots for subs tonight. So every subscription, if you gift 5, we're taking 5 shots. We're not doing this thing where we all take a shot at the same time over the whole night because that had Brass slumped one night. I slept on my porch.
Out.
Yeah, he was brassed out. I slept on my porch. I might have been in only my boxers, but that's my business. But yeah, the more subs, the more shots we take, the more out of control this show gets. And it's almost midnight on a Saturday night, so who knows what's going to happen.
Well, and we do have plenty of subs already. Let's see, we have
Love it.
Waynewood 13 subscribed to Tier 1. Twisted Tapioca has gifted 10.
Nice.
Thank you. All right.
Eric the
Shout
Great with 5 Tier 1 subs.
What's up, Eric?
So that's 16.
44 with 5 Tier 1 subs.
21. We just took 5. No, we took 6. That drops us to 15. So, Tiffany, take a shot before you tell us what you're drinking.
But before that, let me hit you with a Drip Drop.
Oh, good. We get 6 more out the way real quick.
Good job,
Tiffany, I'm sorry.
It's going to be a long night, people.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm literally just doing my Tito's in my cup and my chamomile pineapple CBD tea.
So you just swigging for drip drop?
That's what's up.
I mean, after what I just witnessed, I deserve this.
I feel
We
you.
all do. Pass it down.
Yeah.
Right?
Frankie, what are you drinking tonight, man? Oh, first, before you do anything, Moose, hit him with that drip drop.
One time for the drip drop.
Damn, good shit, Frankie.
I'm drinking Cabernet, and I'm doing shots of that Terramana tequila that got me laid out last time.
Oh, okay.
I love that Brash just took a shot and he didn't have to.
Oh wait, I didn't. Oh
No.
No,
that was
I
for
think
me.
we're doing one at a time right now.
Oh, I thought we
We're
were
trying
just
not to
going-
get.
It counts.
Brass,
It
I was
counts.
with you.
It counts. It
Okay.
counts.
It counts.
Brass.
I think we're at like 18 shots to 21 subs right now, so I think we're doing okay.
We're good. We're good.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Siobhan, take
Much
a
better
shot
than
first, and then tell me what you're drinking.
Got you. Give it to me, Moose.
One time for Siobhan with the same green shirt. Drip drop. I wanted to be like
Jose.
Siobhan tonight, you know?
Some
I
Cuervo.
want it to be like Brass tonight. We got some Jose, and some Sauvignon, some Kindle.
Love it.
Hey.
And then last
I
but
love when
not
she does that.
with the I mean, she's always got like 4 liquors around. Like
He's like,
It is.
I got King Arthur's whiskey and Nephrodite's sweet ginger from her titty. So let's go tonight. Yeah, I'm already drunk, man. Fuck.
I
I'm
wish.
over
I
here
want
like
it.
I got the cheapest vodka at the liquor store and Sprite. What up?
I don't know how I
Nefertiti.
feel. I don't know how I feel about this one. Vane Hype just gifted a 1-1 tier sub to the Utah Jazz.
Oh, damn.
Oh no.
That son of a bitch.
And now we gifted a 1-1 tier 1 sub to kidney failure.
Oh.
Liver failure is a problem over here.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
kidney
that's
failure.
the.
Yikes.
Our kidneys will be all right. I think
It's
we
too
got
real.
2 of them. Fuck that
John-
first one.
It could be jaundiced like a bitch.
Moose, go ahead. Oh, that's
One
funny.
time for the jaundice. Drip drop.
Before this jaundice, I was dark skinned. I just want to let y'all know.
Listen. What?
Where'd
Moose-
Tiff go?
Tiff
She'll be
go?
back. She'll be back. She'll be back.
Should be back.
Don't worry.
Moose, what else? What are you drinking besides drip drop? The shots.
Oh well, you know I got my monkey shoulder here.
Your monkey paw?
Everyone's favorite.
Yes.
Okay.
Tonight we are gonna kill it though. So I have to buy something new for the next one.
All right, Siobhan, I'm gonna start with you on this game. There's no. I'm not gonna do the whole "what's your positive takeaway" because there's not a fucking positive takeaway. Kendrick Nunn played all right, but he didn't play an ass lick worth of defense, and they actually were not bad defensively. So maybe the defense is a bright spot.
No, that first 6 minutes of the game was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a bright spot, and that beyond that,
Best 6
I
minutes
got-
of the season.
I got one, and I'll give one to the boy Drip Drop. He looks good. He looks comfortable. Not a bitch of defense. Not like a smidge, but that's fine. I'd rather him give us something offensively than give us nothing at all. He looks, more and more comfortable. He's scoring, but overall, I don't got too much more than that.
who Tyler?
Tyler, yeah, I just like the way he looks. He's playing more free. He's scoring.
He
If
shot
there's
25%.
anything there.
He shot 25% from 3 and less than 33% from. Sorry.
She's
overall.
throwing some love to Drip Drop.
It's honestly fucking terrible. Like even like Jimmy, like I'm not trying to go at Jimmy tonight because honestly I feel like he's doing his best. But I mean, what more do you want from the man? Like honestly, I'm worried Jimmy's gonna be one of these dudes out here asking for a trade, Tiff.
Go ahead.
It's the first time I've seen him leave the floor before the rest of his teammates came to the bench. Before he left the floor before the game was over. I've never seen that from Jimmy.
Listen, what have I been saying? He put that cape on for the last 4 games.
Yeah,
Like, he technically has been saving us for 4 games straight. No.
That's a heavy cape.
No. Not even 4 games straight. Since he came back. He's been playing heavy minutes since he came back. He got
Playoff
bad
minutes
knees.
in February.
Right.
Yeah.
He got bad knees, bad feet, bad elbows, bad fingers.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing to him? We're like running him into the ground.
And that's
He's
what I've been
reliving
arguing.
his Chicago Bulls days right now.
Yes,
That's what he's doing.
he is.
He's reliving the bubble. And the bubble was after
getting help.
Yeah.
and the
Up
bubble
until
was
the
after
finals.
months of everyone had months of rest. He had Goran Dragic with months of rest backing him up. And Frankie, I'm arguing with Gianni about this on a timeline in the chat constantly. And he's saying, "Oh, what you when Goran comes back, and no, Jimmy can be your floor general." All that is well and true in a fucking bubble, but in the real world of a short off season and a truncated regular season, right? And all the a team like the Utah Jazz fully healthy, they even have Mike Conley tonight. Like this is not this is not a recipe for success.
Absolutely not. And one of our biggest arguments with G was it's not just Goran back. It's Goran playing at the level we need him to. This team was not anywhere near a finals contender before Goran Dragic in the bubble became a top 10 point guard once again and was one of the best ISO scorers in the league in the bubble. He was a matchup nightmare for anybody. He would force get a mismatch, attack a big man, hit him up with off the dribble pull-up threes, attack him in the basket. And that's what really let the offense flow. It was him, Jay hitting shots, and that freed up Duncan to do his thing, and that let Bam and Jimmy not have to carry the load so much because Goran could score and penetrate and run the offense. Without Goran, they don't have anyone like that. None can hit shots sometimes, but he's not getting his teammates involved. He's not creating the pressure that Goran does because with Nunn, the other team is kind of just letting him get those points. Hit those shots. Go ahead. Hit those shots.
You're not empty.
Exactly. They're empty points. They're not putting pressure on the defense. The defense is giving that to us. I'm looking at the fucking box score right now, and Jimmy went to the line 12 times. The rest of the team went 5.
Yep.
That's the fucking problem. They have nobody to create pressure.
Yo, Frankie, that's your secondary offense right there, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what everybody said? That's the offense. Give it to Jimmy. Let him go to the basket.
Because he's good at it.
He is great at it.
So, and then a lot of people, Siobhan, point to last year before the bubble, before that the Heat were a top offense in the league, and they were doing this without Goran Dragic in the starting lineup. They did this with Jimmy Butler being injured for some of that time period. You did this with Kendrick Nunn and Myers Leonard in the starting lineup. How could you do that last year during the regular season, and all of a sudden you fall off a fucking cliff this year? What I would argue is that some of the things they were doing offensively with Duncan Robinson, dribble handoffs, all this misdirection, all this shit was catching people off guard. Zones on the other end, doing full court presses, dropping into a zone. It was catching people off guard. You are scouted now.
Yep.
None of that shit is fooling. Like you watch, like that shit last year, Duncan Robinson was open all the time. Yep. This year, nobody's open. It looks like they're doing their offenses in a fucking phone booth. Like none of that shit is tricking anybody anymore. Like that, you're not doing this shit with smoke and mirrors. Like they need. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to talk about what they need. I want to talk about what they have. Right now, Siobhan, I'm watching this offense, and all them tricks from last year ain't working no more.
Yeah, I've been on this train as well. Like that stuff isn't working. Like you said, just in having time to be scouted. You finished as the second best team in the league last year. Of course, people coming into this season, people have heard nothing but Tyler Hero. This man got a song named after him. He's making faces at people. He got a cereal. Duncan
people
Robinson,
screaming drip drop.
You know what I'm saying? One time for the right.
Love it.
and that teams have gotten better. Dudes get competitive. Like people don't want to keep hearing those same names, so people are going to come at dudes with a different level of ferocity. I don't care what people's records are. You're going to at least get up for the team that you're fucking sick and tired of hearing about, and it's okay to not want to talk about what we don't have or what we need. Okay, we can talk about what we do have right now. We do have offensive pieces, but they are not being used in an inventive enough way at the moment. That shit last season, look, like you said, it was innovative. We hadn't seen the next closest or the only thing similar to that we've seen was Golden State. And now we people don't want to. Hey, I can be your hero. It's just it's not doing that anymore. People, like you said, people caught on. People got smarter, and people are tired of hearing about what this team was. They've been talking about it's been a fluke, and so everyone is just going to continue to come out to prove exactly this team isn't what y'all thought they were, and we're going to show you it every time they step between the lines.
Exactly, and Moose, Siobhan, I think, makes a really great point there that they're getting, and someone said in the chat, they're getting other teams' best shot. They're tired of hearing
every night.
Yeah, second rounders and all these G League guys. Like, you gonna come at me with Gabe fucking Vincent? Let me show you what's up. Man, you gonna come at me with Max Strus? Max Strus is out here dunking on John Wall one night, and then the next night he couldn't get free of a paper bag, like a wet paper bag. Like, he can't do shit. Like, you're gonna keep running these guys out, and without a real penetration, real offensive threat, like, this is what's going to keep happening.
Well, you got two things going on there. Number one, this team is lacking the aggressive mindset that they had last year. You're going from the hunters to the hunted, and it's a completely different mindset when you're playing like that, all right? And you see it by the way, last year's team wasn't starting off these games and getting into like 20-point deficits and having to consistently come back from that. And even if they were, they had the mindset to do it. This team does not. We saw it tonight. They came out with 6 hot minutes. And what happened from there? It just crashed, okay? So that's number one. Number two, I hate to say it, but drip drop. And I'll take this one. He is hitting that, what Tiff was saying was that he's hitting the rookie wall. I think that's fair. I was calling it the sophomore slump. Whatever you want to call it.
He never had a rookie season.
Yeah.
But that's the point. You're going from they were the second best team in the NBA last year, so they had 70 days in the offseason.
Right.
That offseason from your first to second year is so critical because now you've been in the league an entire year. You've had the entire league scout you for an entire year. That offseason, you got to build at least 2 new skill sets, work on it, and come back with it. He didn't have time to do that, all right? Yeah. The only time that he had was to just try and get his legs under him to be able to just come in the next year and have to carry way more offensive weight than he should have at this point in his career. Pat Riley did just as much disservice to Tyler as he did to Bam and Jimmy by not getting more pieces around to help him on the offense.
He got more Harkless, though.
I agree.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Tyler has had more rest in the health and safety protocol than he had in the offseason.
not a lie. Jack, Alfonso, I don't know why you call yourself bitch ass white boy. I didn't say it. You did. First of all, you got to take a drip drop. Moose hit him.
One time for Weird Alf. Drip drop.
All right, Jack, I'm gonna hit you with this. These are just some. I want to know what do you think these numbers are? 31 versus Dallas, 39 versus Toronto, 40 versus Brooklyn, 33 versus Denver, 35 versus Washington, 41 versus New York, 42 versus Utah. What are those numbers?
Those
It's not shooting percentage. It's what the Heat has scored in halves.
Second half point total.
Not just second and first halves.
Okay.
Against teams, in the last few games. Like they are doing this consistently when they're scoring under 45 points in a half. Like, are we going to keep making excuses for this offense, or is this a real thing?
No, I mean, it's legitimate. My whole thing is, Utah's the best team in the NBA right now, so I'm not going to overreact to this game particularly. But the problem is that these are the same problems that we've seen all year. It's the problem even when they were winning, they had these problems. And we know exactly what the problem is. Everybody said it. I mean, you can blame Adam Silver, you can blame COVID, you can blame whatever for them not having rest. But, I mean, who the fuck are they going to, pass it to across the three-point line if it's not Duncan? So that's part of why their offense looks a little less innovative is, yes, people are keying in on Duncan, but also, they don't have another guy who can hit threes. In the playoffs, when Duncan was getting keyed in on, when the Bucks were chasing Duncan, across the court, you could pass it to Jay and he could hit a three. And, I don't want to harp on the whole, they should have kept Jay thing. But, there was just nothing done to make sure that they kept a stable roster of three-point shooters. And that also goes for the defense. They also do not have defensive players. Like, they probably have 3 defensive plus players on the roster, except for Avery Bradley, who doesn't fucking play. And I don't know, like, that's ridiculous because 2 of those plus offensive players are your stars, and you need to, like, take some pressure off them so they can do shit on the offensive end. Bam, everybody's going to have criticisms of Bam tonight. There's criticisms to be made of Jimmy right now. Yeah. But, like, the fact of the matter is, like, as much as we can criticize them, and I'm not saying they don't deserve it, like, it's fucking bullshit that they have to both be the only good defenders and basically the only good offensive players because Goran's not available. Tyler, like we said, for a lot of reasons, shouldn't be relied on to do this much shit. And then Duncan, when he's your only competent three-point shooter, he's just going to, like, he's running around the court more than anybody else in the NBA this year. Like, he has the most, like, distance traveled in the NBA this year, but, like, by a decent margin because he's, like, literally the Miami offense centers around him running around the court and trying to get an open shot because there's no other way for them to score. It's fucking insane.
Like, they kept the same packages but lost pieces that even they themselves may have undervalued while keeping the same offensive schemes. It's almost like they thought maybe their shit was simple enough for someone, for a Mo Harkless, for an Avery to just plug into, and it does not work like that.
No.
On both sides of the floor, by the way.
On both sides, exactly, on both sides.
The one of the problems with the Jay Crowder thing is, yes, I don't agree with paying Jay Crowder more, and paying for more than 1 year. Like, I understand that point of view because there was a reasonable understanding that maybe you could get a guy like Giannis. So they wanted to keep that, their options open, but you had to replace him with a reasonable facsimile, and they did not do that. Like, they did not replace his skill set. We all thought KZ Okpala could replace Derrick Jones Jr.'s skill set. And yes, I know DJJ did not play a lot in the bubble, but he got you through a regular season when guys were in and out of the lineup.
A reliable body.
He gave you energy. He gave you offensive rebounds. He gave you some type of momentum. His dunks, he gave you some type of life.
Right.
And if you wanted to stop, you could go to him.
You could.
If they want to stop right now, who are they going to?
Like Kelly.
The other day, they had to bring in Duncan Robinson for a stop.
Right.
Exactly.
We started the game with Duncan on Donovan Mitchell. Duncan started on Donovan. Like, I don't.
But
that should never happen. Ever.
Because they were trying to preserve Jimmy, and look at what happened anyway. Right. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
But my thing is, you're trying to preserve Jimmy. You got him no help.
Right.
Yeah.
You wasted roster spots, and I keep saying this. In a normal season, without COVID, without all these other mitigating factors, I wouldn't have minded bringing UD back. I've always been a fan of UD at that 15th roster spot, but you can't do UD at the 15th spot and Myers Leonard at $9 million. Like, you can't combine those two things in the COVID season. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to look around and put some of this onus on the front office.
Fair. Super fair.
Like, there's other teams reloaded. You didn't reload. You brought in.
We unloaded.
We unloaded.
We unloaded.
We unloaded.
They didn't even run it back.
They didn't even run it back.
They did.
They let stuff go.
Avery Bradley and Mo Harkless were your answers?
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'll sacrifice Jay's up and down shooting for everything else he gives.
Every single
for
day.
everything else he
We rely
gives.
far too heavily on
Because
what people can provide.
what did I say about Kelly? He's gonna give you 3 good games in a row, and then what happens after that? No,
He's going to do that.
He's good for 3 in a row.
I don't remember last time.
Exactly.
Roller coaster Kelly.
But even that, like,
that is so good.
even if they were gonna get rid of Jay, they don't have other. Like, they had 2 other power forwards who could have helped here. Like, Solomon Hill didn't play much, but
I take him right now.
He would get a lot of minutes right now.
They gave him a
Derrick Jones Jr. would too.
Before an organization that values defensive principles so much, it's insane that they let Jay go. Because to Tip's point, I will take the on and off again 3-point shot because I know he's going to be there defensively.
I understand the Jay thing. Like, I don't want to harp on the Jay thing because he wanted years and security.
It's about
But there
not
are other
replacing
guys.
that facsimile.
But we
that
did right.
style of
We're
Yeah,
just
you
player.
saying
did not-
you
you
got to
didn't replace
replace
him.
it,
That-
but you
exactly.
got to
And they
replace
did not.
it
They
because
did
they
not.
thought Kelly or KZ.
No, you know what they thought, and this is my thing about the Heat, and I get shit about this. They were way too motherfucking prideful.
Oh yeah,
Like-
all the time.
Yeah,
And this is one of the things that I know, Jack, you be on this shit, you be on this tip with me. Some of the times you be on it, and I'm like, damn, Jack is right. I don't even really be thinking about it that way. But like you be like, man, yo, this front office and this team and this organization and this culture bullshit, like it goes too far sometimes. Like you sat there and said, we don't need nobody. We're gonna run it back. We got fucking Mo Harkless and Avery Bradley. Resign Chris Silva. Bring back fucking Gabe Vincent. Oh, there's a fucking guy named Max Strus. Bring him over. We can make anybody fucking pop. You know what I'm saying? We are that fucking dope. Like I think they are so in their heads like that. They're like, yo, yeah, we see Mo Harkless. We like the way he moves a little bit. We can make him into a superstar. And they do that shit a lot with the James Johnson, the Deion Waiters. You know what I mean? But you did that shit with Jimmy Butler, and it worked out because Jimmy Butler's a superstar.
right.
Like I wish they would take that kind of chance on a Victor Oladipo.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, Heat culture and all that stuff, I believe in it like to an extent, but it's also like a projection, right? It's for other people. It's so Jimmy wants to come play for a team with a strong culture.
It's marketing.
But it's marketing, but it's also so players buy into what you're doing, right? People
100%.
say, oh, the Heat have a proven track record. Spo has a proven track record. Pat has a proven track record. I'll buy in and I'll trust that there's some confidence in the way the organization
Right.
is making decisions, in the coaching, and in just the consistent effort level. The problem is when you start like believing that yourself is when you like lay off the gas pedal a little, right? Like you should constantly be trying to prove that reputation right? Like you should act like you don't have that reputation and like continuously build it because that shit goes away in a year. Like you've seen how quickly the Heat suddenly look like a team with not a great culture.
Right.
Like we saw it in the years between Bosch and Jimmy Butler. Like
That
the Heat
11
can go
and
really
30
quick
run.
into looking like a team that's kind of a locker room mess. That's like maybe not wonderfully like impressive.
Yeah.
And then
We saw them banging their chest about culture ever since LeBron left, and that's got us 2 runs in the playoffs and a lot of empty seasons of just missing playoffs, 1 playoff win in the first round, and it's
until they got a superstar.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. That they think it's more culture to do with it than actual talent. That the culture is going to uplift them and carry them. But what we've seen time and time again, the culture can help you make a 9th man into a 7th man and
Right.
stuff
And a
like
6th
that.
man into
Maybe.
a 3rd man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But you're not taking none of these guys that they've gotten off the scrap heaps have turned into a star.
Listen, they sacrificed the many for one. They thought they were getting Giannis flat out.
yeah.
And I was never one of those people that was like, "Oh, let's hold out for Giannis. I'm all about a hope." No, the game is to win now.
I don't know what.
You're trying to play chess, and you didn't even have all the pieces.
Someone in the group chat said that like they continue or they feel that that the front office is like still in a race or like in a way trying to replicate like summer 2010, and that type of haul or that type of like haul is not going to happen. I have so many feelings about what's happened since LeBron left and what I think they're still dealing with having let Dwayne go and what that looked like. And so now having to and then all of the bad contracts after that. And so now having to, or feeling like they have to double down and like, okay, yeah, so we had a bad period there, right? But like the way we do things is right. Yeah, we may have, gave Hassan useless money, but this guy, Bam, and I'm not saying Bam is not the guy. Please don't say that I don't think that I am. But I agree with Jack that just like there's a sense almost of like a stubborn and a foolish pride we hold on to guys that we may have developed a little too long as a beat to the chest of culture. And this is kind of where we're at.
And you're too good for other guys.
Right.
We're too right.
Like Like,
we're too good for Oladipo.
Right.
He was asking guys if he could join their team.
He wanted us. He was chasing us.
And we all said the same thing, that it's so contradictory, because it was completely fine for Goran to force his way here. It was completely fine for Jimmy to force his way here.
I feel like they start smelling themselves, and
it's like when you're in high school and you think that girl's too good for you, that you're too good for that girl,
exactly.
and you're like, nah, I'm looking at the prom queen, and she turns you down, and now the other girl doesn't want you either.
Now look at your ass.
I've never had that issue.
Now look at your ass. Sad.
Yeah, I'd be on there like, oh, you want me? Let's go. No, I'm not lying.
You gotta know your
worth. There we go.
That's the key to the game. It's self-awareness. You got to know your worth.
Yeah, you got to know.
Biggest mistake.
You got to be honest.
Right.
Your worth it fluctuates. Like, you ain't gonna be worth what you were yesterday, tomorrow, always.
We need Dwayne Wade to recruit for us again.
I have a question for everybody.
You brought Jimmy here. Look how they treating him.
I have a question for everybody, and I want you guys to answer honestly, because I don't even know how to answer this on my own question. And this is going to be one of those things where all these Heat fans are coming to be mad, like, oh, but these are our guys and this is that. And I'll start with you, Tiff. When's the last time the Miami Heat have sold high on a player that they developed?
Never.
Frankie.
Oh, my God.
That's how long it's been.
This brings me back to 11-30, so never.
That's how long it's
Siobhan,
been.
Sold high.
Can you sold high on a player like a Tyler Johnson, a Hassan Whiteside, Justice Winslow? I think Josh Richardson is, for me,
that would be the hype, right?
Yeah.
No,
Justice was hurt, so that don't count. It has to be Josh.
It's so low on Justice.
I don't even
low on Justice.
Yeah, come on.
It's definitely.
And they lucked out on the Justice trade.
I'm going to give you one other one, but I don't know how much it counts because the star was trying to get here. But we sold pretty high with Lamar Odom and Karan Butler for Shaq. That's a long-ass time ago. That's a long-ass time ago.
Long time ago.
He said,
let's
was
be
the last
honest,
time?
that was the
last
best package.
time.
That was the last time.
That was the last time.
Yeah.
But both times you're seeing it's clear all-stars that they're selling high for.
Yep.
When I don't want to harp on 11-30 too much, but when they were offering second-round picks for James Johnson and for these guys, they're like, nah, we'll write it out. And then you re-sign those contracts and you're stuck with them, and you're paying teams to offload that instead of just saying, hey, I found the James Johnson in the trash heap. I can find another James Johnson in the trash heap.
But with Kendrick Nunn, too, like, Kendrick Nunn's
we should have
another
sold
guy.
high on him. We should
sell high on him now. Like,
yeah. He led the team in scoring tonight.
He had 23 points, and I saw him make 2 shots.
I don't know where he got all those points.
He know we're trying to get rid of him. He said, fuck y'all, I'm going to just play. I'm going to try to raise my own trade value.
He got 23
keep doing
points.
That, young man.
He got 23 points and like 4 significant points.
Right. Like, I saw 2 baskets. That's all. I don't understand.
I think he got an early dunk that felt like thunderous.
The violence.
Yeah. Max Strus was second on the team in scoring.
And didn't even feel like it.
That's a good formula for success.
Didn't he play like 9 minutes?
20. 6 for 9 from the field. 3 for 6 from 3.
Box score?
He's balling right now, though. It's nothing against him.
No, he's doing what he can do. What do we want? Like, seriously, we got to stop being like, oh, you supposed to be better. Are you?
No. Max Strus should never score 15 points.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
like,
play 20 minutes.
Did
Precious play? I didn't hear his name.
He did, and he looked
5 minutes.
And he looked messy.
Did he?
Strus caboose.
Hey, put that back up. Hold on.
That's another part of like thinking your shits don't stink, though, is like you get a Duncan Robinson, then you just like, oh, we're a factory for the greatest three-point shooters of all time. And you don't realize, oh, this is an anomaly. Yeah. We should treasure this and not think it's replicable.
No, Jack. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is this. And this is what, and this is like, I think people come at me, Tiff and Siobhan, that we keep hating on the white guy and that we're reverse racist and we just hate Duncan Robinson. But really, the thing to do right now is say, we can make another Duncan Robinson. Sell high on Duncan and do not pay him this offseason.
People
One
thought
time
I was.
for Siobhan getting through that moment. Drip drop.
I'll say
I
you
know
can't
everyone else
make
caught that.
they're not going to make another Duncan Robinson, but they can replace his value. They can get
Approximate
guys who approximate. I would rather have
Exactly.
3 decent shooters than Duncan Robinson.
Right.
now.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
That is the whole argument about trading
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson.
Right. It's not about
Duncan
the-
Robinson isn't good.
I don't care, and I don't care about
No, I
the
get it.
money. We just need more. So somebody
yes.
has to die on the altar of more.
Right. We don't get
Look,
consistent
I'll trade
enough.
anybody but Bam and Jimmy. I don't give a shit. I'll
That's
trade
it.
Duncan.
all
Little
gone.
anybody. Everybody can be gone.
I'm about to trade the staff. Like, I don't care.
Listen, Karan,
Let's
what
trade-
you doing?
First of all, Karan got fat as fuck in like one summer. Like what happened to Karan Butler? You were an elite athlete.
So
Why
much
are
for
your
that
titties
fucking
bigger than
culture.
mine?
The culture.
It's-
I'm glad the staff don't have to pass a conditioning test because Karan wouldn't make it.
Spo would make it though. I think Spo might be
Spo
our
or
best
Chris Woodward.
trade chip though.
I think he is.
Spo's definitely our best trade chip. Like who's the
feel
best
like-
player Spo could get us?
I feel like me and Siobhan could go ahead and coach them to about 45 more wins.
Listen, I got ideas.
Right?
I seen elevator screens.
Right.
Right.
Listen, they ran a high school offense and defense last year in the bubble.
These motherfuckers don't
They
even
really
swing
did.
we don't even swing all the way through on transition.
Hello?
Stop
Nothing.
at the break. We don't like going. We don't do like I got
Nothing.
Listen,
I mean, dropping a full court press into a zone. I used to teach that.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm glad that they're giving Goran some extra time here, though. I'm glad they're not rushing him back because he'd be fucking dust by now. The
Yeah.
last few games.
Totally
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely.
This
but
is-
that's
this
the
is
plan.
time.
That's what we
Sometimes-
want. That's our ace in the hole.
What's happening, Al?
Yeah, what we doing?
Christian was talking about my closet doors. I'm actually in my dining room that backs up into my stackable washer and dryer.
Y'all gave me shit for my for my fridge, and you guys,
Right.
come on,
Oh, shit.
what, you homeless?
No,
I
actually have a kitchen, a dining room. Like I have like discernible rooms in my house.
MHB cribs. Let's
That's
go.
not comparable, man, because that's like that'd be like if Alf started with that door open behind him. Close the door.
with my Tide Pod.
Yeah,
Did
how
y'all
many-
notice?
how many subs for Tide Pod?
I have discernible rooms.
Back.
Moose is on the couch.
He moved
Yeah, I
back.
know.
Yeah, no. Well, my parents are watching my dog tonight, so yeah,
Like,
I actually
Moose-
got to like move around.
Moose can take a fucking a microwavable meal out of his freezer from his couch and put it in the microwave from his couch.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
it's
he don't
called
gotta
easy
move.
living. Don't hate, boy. Appreciate. I ain't moving. I got everything.
He just touched both walls.
You saw-
I did.
he just high-fived himself.
Both neighbors complaining.
Stop knocking on this damn wall.
I can open my front door and my fridge at the same time.
Was it starting his damn car?
I love that we can laugh after a loss.
Man,
Moose hit us. Moose
What
hit
else
us
we
with
gotta
it.
do?
Moose hit us with it.
Trap.
Hold on, wasn't cord yet.
I think we've outpaced our subs. We need some of y'all to subscribe.
Yeah, you guys are slacking. You guys are playing the Heat second half right now.
Yeah.
Jimmy was a negative 22. I'm just looking at the stats. Jimmy was a negative 22. Duncan was a negative 20.
I mean,
They was out there playing patty cake.
I mean, like one of the problems for me is
They
that
was trying to play golf.
Hey,
They were getting under the
Hey,
score.
Eric the
Eric the
Great.
Great.
Let me hit him with a
Oh,
drip
shit.
trap.
But I think
I
one of
gotta
the
take
problems
another
is individually, I like all of these players. Like I think Duncan. I'm gonna root for Duncan wherever he goes. Same thing for Hero. Like
absolutely.
I love watching these guys
I
play
love-
individually, and that's part of why last year was my favorite team. But you gotta know is like these are your tools to improve your team because you don't have draft picks. No free agents really want to come to you right now, and I don't really blame them. And like you have guys you can trade to make the team better. And if you're, like holding on to them for dear life, like you're stagnant and you're just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. Like,
Yeah,
so
You've already missed Duncan's
Bruce
peak.
ruthless about this.
Right.
Like the Heat really used to I know there was like this family mentality to an extent, but with everybody who wasn't like Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem, it was like, if you can make the team better, you're fucking gone. Like, you know, like
fucked up
there was
with
a
Dwayne
ruthlessness
and have been overreacting ever since.
I just remembered
totally
another
agree,
player they sold high on was Rio, because Rio was balling that season. They sent him to Memphis. But that's the thing, man. It's like
That's a rough one.
That's not a guy they
yeah.
developed though.
That's
Like
debatable.
Yeah.
I mean,
They did develop Rio. Though.
Oh, Rio they developed.
but he was like 30.
I just don't-
When I think like develop, I think like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
I don't know
said
that he did.
somebody who's,
Maybe
like,
we didn't develop him,
25
but he
years
played
old.
his best here.
But-
I
and
don't
you
know
don't-
how
and
we
you
developed him.
We didn't sell high on him.
You did not sell high on
Yeah.
Rio. Like
Rio
you
was
sold-
having a good season that
Yeah,
year.
but
that
he was
like
Yeah,
old,
but-
it was like older Rio.
He was our
Exactly.
highest sell. We didn't sell high.
He was like
but he was our
28,
highest
guys.
sell.
You guys
But
are
there was no promise of
exaggerating.
him improving. Like whereas like if you sold
Yeah,
high on
there
a
you go,
guy
Jack.
like if you sold high on a guy like
Yeah, he was 29.
like Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero right now, it would be like, oh well, they have this many good
A
years,
ceiling.
or they're gonna get better, or
They're
like
gonna
even
progress.
Deion Waiters, there where he's like, oh, he's
Progress.
good now. Mario Chalmers was like a known entity, so I don't think you like sold high on him. I think you just kind of sold him.
Honestly,
Like-
Norris Cole in the Goran Dragic trade might be one of their highest sells ever.
He was so trash.
He was garbage.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Do you think he had a lot more room to grow though? Because like I
No,
think
no, no.
that's
That's why I
what
think
Robinson
they
we're
sold
looking
high.
at.
That's why I think they
Room
sold
That's
to
part
high.
of his
grow is
value.
indicative of where they are now. So it
Yeah.
would
No.
be Josh.
Norris Cole, once his flat top grew out, that's as much as his game grew.
Honestly, he was so bad the year they traded him.
He was awful.
Like,
He
I
was
mean,
aw- I was just happy to get rid of him.
oh my God! They remember when they started him over Mario Chalmers for a stretch?
Just to switch it up.
Yeah, and it was like, bro, get that motherfucker back on the bench.
Yeah, like
Don't
I've never
ever
seen
start that sumbitch again.
I've never seen someone record a steal, run full speed, wide open, and just BAM! Just rip off the backboard.
Bong.
Like
With
that.
aggression.
Oh my God! I've never seen somebody so athletic that can't dunk. He would just
But-
miss so many dunks.
In fairness to Cole, though, it is one of the best Miami Heat debuts ever. That game against the Celtics, his very first game, I thought we just like landed the biggest superstar in the world.
It was like, oh my God, we have a backup point guard.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
hadn't had one in how
His
long?
first 2
His-
years, he didn't know failure. His first 2 years were rings.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great. Yeah.
He didn't know what losing was.
After that,
he
he
had
knew.
a playoff game when he came in against the Thunder.
Yeah, I think it was the Thunder.
Yeah,
He's
he
good.
came
He
in
was
and
good for
fucking-
what they wanted during the Big Three era. But
Right.
like, you know, once you lose LeBron, there's a completely different standard.
You
Like,
remember how high he got on the sideline for Ray Allen's three?
Yeah.
Oh
remember
my
how
God.
high
He
Deion
still
Waiters
doesn't come
got?
down.
Shut up, Jack.
Drip.
Drip.
Somebody in the chat said, "Don't forget Norris Cole tried to inbound the ball twice." Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
One of the darkest moments of Heat fans for me. Watching Norris Cole and Hassan Whiteside try to figure out how to inbound the fucking ball.
They were playing hot fucking potato on an inbound.
Yeah.
I'm getting some of those. I'm getting some of those vibes this season. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm getting some bad fucking vibes this year. Like fuck.
Well,
This might be.
this is gonna be a rough week for them. I mean, it's not gonna
it's-
get. We got the Clippers on Monday. It's
don't
not
Right.
gonna get.
It doesn't get easier at all.
Yeah.
Right. And
Listen,
Gabe Vincent got rid of the fro.
Oh,
Oh, it's over.
I love
It's over.
his fish bones.
I'm gonna tell you.
They're so good. They're so clean.
I'm gonna tell you something, and this is. I'm gonna get political for a second.
Oh shit.
You listen. Watch the viewers drop.
Right.
Now
man.
during the second impeachment trial.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you could listen. I don't know if they did a great job of proving that Trump incited the riot, but you can completely make a case for dereliction of duty while the riot was going on. Did he do his job?
Fuck yes, I'm following you. Keep going.
So right
Down to
now,
20 viewers.
I don't know if they can make a great case for Riley in the off season. Like, did he make the right decisions during the off season? But there's a dereliction of duty. If they come through this fucking West Coast road trip, 1-6 or 0-7, and he has not made a trade or done anything. So, like I said, I understand that maybe there's a constitutional argument, but
Are we about to storm the AAA?
There is a distinct dereliction. Yeah, exactly. There is a dereliction of duty if Riley comes out of this fucking road trip 0-7, 1-6, even 2-5, and decides that there's nothing that needs to be done.
There's nothing wrong. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, you had Utah fans pounding their chest twice because they got a victory against the Heat and they got a victory against the fucking Senate. What the fuck are we doing, guys? We gotta step it up.
Oh, we got the House.
Meanwhile,
they voted for impeachment.
Gordon Hayward's been balling.
That's the House voting for impeachment is the 4-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking fool's gold, because look at the fucking Senate of the Jazz.
Yeah. The Senate is the Western Conference.
Exactly.
The Senate is the entire Western Conference.
And they running roughshod.
Thought you had one sight.
Listen, I'm not gonna show any pictures of logos here, but Jack pointed out earlier that the Jazz broadcast was sponsored by America First Credit Union.
Dude, it is fucking weird.
I want you to look. I'm not gonna put it up here, but I want you to look at their logo and see if the bird in the logo reminds you of anything else on anyone else's logo. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Holy shit.
It is.
As far as the broadcast, their broadcast was terrible. They butchered Bam's name for the first 2 quarters.
Of course they did.
Just know that.
I mean, can you expect anything else?
It was Adebayo. They said they called Jimmy. They called him Jimmy Butter.
Jemima.
They called him Jimmy Butter. They called him Jimmy Butter.
Butterzone.
The ball went out of bounds, and these fools said the shit went out of balance, and I lost it. I lost it.
Butter.
I like how Jack just fucking walks away.
You get his headphones, man.
They call it a butter situation.
Would you change your name to?
Oh, it's like a pun. It's a bad pun, but it's like high crimes and misdemeanors.
What?
Because I want to impeach Pat Riley.
Oh, like high crimes? High crimes
yeah.
and misdemeanors. You got it.
No, I got it. I got it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good. It's just.
I still don't get it.
No, I get it. And it's actually pretty great.
You're giving him too much credit, Siobhan.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Siobhan is the ultimate teammate. She's just gonna help out, try to make everyone look good. She's gonna.
That was a good one, guys.
Yeah.
No, it was. Once it set in, I liked it. We were talking about treason in the Capitol and shit. It fit.
No, I'm saying, I agree with you, but I'm saying you are the ultimate teammate. Siobhan's like a superb glue guy. She's gonna make everyone look good.
That was my role.
Don't disrespect her like that. Don't disrespect her like that. Come on.
I said Myers Leonard with way more value.
I was Bam before Bam was Bam.
She's like a Golden State Andre Iguodala. She makes the team run.
I'll
like
take
that. She unlocks a new chapter.
I
The
won the
Miami Heat
finals
Andre
MVP.
Iguodala.
Wait, who does that make LeBron?
I don't know. Some nigga I beat. I won finals MVP in my car.